Now at 5 o'clock, we have some breaking news. Heavy police presence outside of a bank in Braintree after reports of a break-in. We're live at the scene with the latest on what we know.
Questions answered. Tom Brady and the Patriots putting any doubts to rest with a dominating divisional win over the Chargers.
On the hunt. Police in Fall River searching for this man in connection with a deadly stabbing. We'll tell you what they believe prompted the violence.
And shutdown day 24. A prominent GOP senator now urging the president to end it, with neither side backing down in the border wall battle.
This is 7 News Today in New England.
Good morning, everybody. It's 5 o'clock on the dot. It's Monday as we get ready to kick off another work week, and we appreciate you waking up with us here on 7 News Today in New England. I'm Chris Anderson.
And I'm Caitlin McCauley. It was a cold day yesterday at the Pats game, but you know what? It could always be worse, Chris, and we've seen some of that snow moving in other parts of the country.
Hey, I was going to say it could always be worse, but you know what? The Pats won, so we don't care how cold it was outside yesterday. Worked in our favor. Taking a look at temperatures outside this morning. We have the cold. We have a few flurries, but that's been about it. 25 in Boston right now, 19 in Worcester, 5 in Orange, 4 in Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Your wind speed is out of the north at about 8 to 13 miles an hour, so just a little bit of a breeze out there. Radar rather quiet. Every once in a while, we've picked up a couple of scattered flurries. That's been about it so far this morning. We'll have a couple of flurries and snow showers develop across southeastern Massachusetts this morning. That's about it. Coating of snow in a few towns. That ought to do it. 32 degrees this afternoon, so temperatures running right around the freezing mark later on today. We'll moderate it to near 40 by midweek before it gets colder and perhaps stormier by the weekend, guys.
All right. Chris, thank you. Time for our first look at the roadways on this Monday morning. Here's Elena.
Chris, happy Monday, everybody. Live look at the expressway. Not a lot going on. Cars moving just fine in that northbound lane. No issues just yet. Coming in on the Pike will be a very similar ride in, wide open all the way from 495 into the city. This is a different shot than we normally see of it. But again, not a lot of action out there. Still dark and early. Very green on the maps. That means a quick drive time, just about 12 minutes or so across the board. If you are taking the trains in, they're all on time.
We have some breaking news we're following for you here on the news station. Police responding to reports of a break-in at this bank in Braintree. For the very latest, we want to go to Carrie Corrado. She joins us now with what we know so far. Carrie.
Chris, good morning. Police have cleared the scene, but this investigation is still far from over. This is where it all happened. Envision Bank in Braintree. It's on Rockdale Street. We can tell you there was a very heavy police presence here early this morning after reports of that break-in, but we are still working to confirm more information about what exactly happened. The officers were surrounding that bank. At one point, police went inside. They were spotted on the roof. There was also a canine here searching for clues and evidence. But back out here live, again, police did just leave, and we are working on learning exactly what happened. We did reach out to police, and we are waiting to hear back. Live in Braintree this morning, Carrie Corrado, 7 News Today, New England.
All right, next up for the Patriots, a rematch with the Chiefs. Pats' perfection on display from start to finish yesterday at Gillette. The Patriots improving their unblemished record at home this season to 9-0 with a dominating shutdown of the Chargers. And running wild, the Pats getting a huge game from rookie Sony Michel, who rushed for more than 100 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead an offense that LA just couldn't stop. When it was over, the final score was 41-28, and now the Pats will head on the road for a rematch with the Chiefs, playing in their 8th straight AFC Championship game. 7's John Coco is live at Gillette this morning with much more. John.
Hey, Caitlin, the Patriots team that showed up yesterday and beat up the Chargers right here at home, that's the team you want in the playoffs, right? Both offense and defense clicking.
I just like winning.
Tom Brady winning for the 28th time in the playoffs as the Patriots punch their ticket to a record 8th straight AFC Championship game. The Pats now just 1 win away from the Super Bowl. And with all the noise this year about this team not living up to expectations, the Patriots pleased to be silencing the critics.
We see it, but it doesn't affect how we prepare.
We just laugh at it, whatever they say, and we just keep moving forward.
New England now moving forward to Kansas City for a rematch of a Sunday night shootout in October.
We had a tremendous game with them here earlier, so that was a long time ago. So we'll see where we are now, see where they are.
They're well coached. They get a good offense. Play well defensively against the Colts.
And you know, Pats fans will be ready too.
Everything we got. The saying goes, do your job. Go Pats.
We're healthy, we're strong, and we're ready to play.
And coming up in the next half hour, we're talking about the Pats running backs who came up huge in yesterday's game. That's the latest live here at Gillette. John Coco, 7 News, Today New England.
All right, John, thank you. Joe Emersino and Trey Dare are also heading to Kansas City. Look for the live coverage of the AFC Championship right here on 7 News.
Now at 5, community concerns in Newton after disturbing messages were found across that city. At least 4 streets were hit with messages of hate. Police say that the posters show racist caricatures and also have messages containing connecting Jewish people to pedophilia. One man who is Jewish found a poster inside a book swap over on Cottage Street Sunday morning.
It was very upsetting to see. I just was speechless. You don't want to see anti-Semitism or racism of any kind in your neighborhood or anywhere, but it's especially, when it's targeted at you, it really hits home.
Investigators say the incident is the first in the city in 10 years. Police say they don't believe there was a specific target and the flyers appear to be random.
Also on 7, state police trying to figure out the cause of a crash in Norwood that left a woman dead. It happened Sunday on I-95. Police say the woman crossed lanes, crashing into another vehicle, then a tree. The other driver was not hurt. Meantime, police in Fall River investigating a deadly stabbing. It happened late Saturday night. Police say they found a man bleeding and unresponsive in the driver's seat of a car at the corner of Church and Hall Streets. Investigators believe he was stabbed in a fight. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. Police do have a suspect in that case. They've issued an arrest warrant for this man, Adam James Connors. They say he's responsible for that stabbing. Police want you to call them if you know where Connors is.
Happening today now, the man suspected of kidnapping a teenage girl in Wisconsin and killing her parents is expected to be in court facing charges. Police arrested Jake Patterson on Thursday. The 21-year-old has been charged with intentional homicide and kidnapping. Investigators say Patterson kidnapped 13-year-old Jamie Kloss and killed her parents back in October. Police found the teenager alive last week. Kloss has since been reunited with her family. Police are still trying to figure out a motive.
Now to the latest on the government shutdown. Despite more posturing from President Trump over the weekend, neither side is budging in the ongoing border wall battle, and lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are joining in the debate on day 24 of the government shutdown. Here's 7's Matt Rescone.
Yeah, as week 4 drags on, airports have had to close and make adjustments, and the Food and Drug Administration calls the shutdown the most significant operational challenges in recent history. Congress due back at the Capitol as the impact of the longest government shutdown ever is felt across the country.
I'm for additional border security, but that border security ought to be driven by the experts, not by the political whims of a campaign promise.
He ran on this as a centerpiece of his presidency, and it is a crisis. And if you don't see the crisis, you're not looking very hard.
The partial shutdown was a factor at George Bush Intercontinental Airport this weekend. TSA security checkpoint in Terminal B was closed because of staffing problems. And things are expected to get back to normal in Miami today after part of the airport shut down because of a shortage of employees.
The only crisis here is one that's been created by the president's abrupt change in position at the end of last year in the last days of a Republican-controlled Congress.
The commissioner for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration wrote online that the lapse in funding is one of the most significant operational challenges in FDA's recent history, adding it is not business as usual at FDA. Many key functions aren't getting done, but we're focused on maintaining core activities that directly impact consumer safety and save lives. Over the weekend, the president continued to blame Democrats and make his case for a barrier, writing, "The building of the wall on the southern border will bring down the crime rate throughout the entire country."
I would urge him to open up the government for a short period of time, like 3 weeks, before he pulls the plug, see if we can get a deal.
And the president is expected to sign legislation this week authorizing back pay for some 800,000 federal workers who missed their first usual paycheck last Friday. Matt Rascon, 7 News, Today New England.
A federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration rules on birth control. They were set to take effect in 13 states and Washington, D.C. today. The rules would allow more employers to opt out of providing free birth control, which was required under the Affordable Care Act. But a judge is letting a lawsuit against the rules move forward. The lawsuit argues the changes would force women to use state-funded programs for birth control, which could lead to unintended pregnancies.
So much more still ahead on 7 News Today in New England this morning, including a New Hampshire man facing serious, disturbing charges. Police say he's accused of badly abusing a dog.
Two strangers racing in to help after they saw these fierce flames shooting from a car.
And winter weather, no problem for this pickup truck doing some serious towing during the weekend storm.
And so far, so good out on the roadways. Not a lot going on. I'll have your full traffic report after the break.
Now at 5:30, running with resolve, the Patriots get primetime performances from a pair of running backs in an electrifying playoff win over the Chargers.
A New Hampshire man facing disturbing charges, how police say he abused the dog in Portsmouth.
A Plum Island family devastated after their home goes up in flames. How the community is coming together to help them.
And after a first of its kind lunar landing, we're now seeing some video from the far side of the moon.
This is 7 News Today in New England.
Good Monday morning. It's 5:30. Taking a live look over the city filled with happy Pats fans this morning. We appreciate you waking up with us. I'm Caitlin McCullough.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Anderson. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Monday's a little bit easier coming off the Patriots.
Sure
Big
is.
win, isn't it? Re-entry mode, not so hard. Let's get a check of that forecast with Chris Lambert. Boy, cold one out there at Gillette yesterday.
It was, but you know what? A lot of smiling faces out there as well, and a lot of excitement warming us up. We did just fine, didn't we? 25 in Boston right now, 31 in Plymouth, 19 in Worcester, single digits across southwestern New Hampshire and northern Mass. There's your wind speed out of the north, about 10 miles an hour, so just a little bit of a breeze out there. Radar rather quiet. We have had a couple scattered flurries across the area, but not much to talk about here. Maybe a dusting in a few communities if a couple of snow showers gets going across Plymouth County by mid-morning. Other than that, it's a quiet day, so from the bus ride to school to the bus ride home from school, temperatures will be on the cold side, so you need the hats and gloves this morning, kiddos, and no arguing that during the day today. You could probably get away with the hat and the gloves on Wednesday afternoon with temperatures near 40 degrees. Then we drop off back into the 20s on Thursday with potentially some stormy weather as we end the week and head into the weekend, guys.
All right, time now for Fast Track Traffic with Elena Pinto. Elena, how are those roads looking this morning?
Caitlin, good morning. Good morning, everybody. So far, so fine out on the roadways. A live look at the Pike, close to the Comm Bridge. River roads are also looking okay. And if you're coming in on 93, that should be fine, too. Some slowdowns starting to happen around 495, 128. Zacum Lever Connector just getting a little bit heavier, not backed up just yet. But we're still looking okay out on the map. Some more slowdowns happening now on the Braintree split. We do have one problem out in Hopkinton, but that did clear, so we're all set on 495 northbound. Your drive time right now should still be fine. Just 12 minutes across the board if you're taking the trains in. They're on time.
All right, we are following breaking news this morning. State police say they're investigating a break-in at the Envision Bank in Braintree. You can see the large police presence there. Those state police cars lined up along the side of the road. Troopers could be seen through the window as well, with weapons drawn and using canines to search the building. At one point, investigators were checking out the roof as well. We have a crew at the scene, and we'll bring you more information as soon as it comes in.
To the Patriots in the playoffs, and they unplugged the Chargers big time with a commanding win at Gillette yesterday. And how about Sony Michel? They advanced to the AFC Championship game for the 8th consecutive season on the road, where they're going to take on a tough Kansas City Chiefs, a rematch against the team they beat earlier in the season by 3 at home. TB12 his usual self, but it was a pair of the running backs stealing the show. Rookie Sony Michel running wild, 3 touchdowns in his first ever playoff performance. He wasn't alone, though. Fellow running back James White put his name in the record books as well, tying the mark for catches in a playoff game with 15 receptions as the Patriots piled up nearly 500 yards of total offense. For the latest on this big win down at Gillette, 7's John Coco is live with more on the contributions of that dynamic duo in the backfield. John.
Hey, Chris, rookie Sony Michel and Mr. Dependable James White gave the Patriots exactly what they needed yesterday to take down the Chargers.
You know, you can't get one-dimensional in these type of games.
Tom Brady may run the offense, but on Sunday, it was the guys in the backfield that stole the show.
Sonny's a great player, and played well today. We got some great backs, and just if we give them a chance, they'll make plays.
Their defense, they play a lot of zone, so as running backs, we have a lot of opportunities to catch the football. So just want to catch the ball, get vertical, get as many yards as possible.
The Patriots racking up 3 touchdowns on the ground coming off the legs of star rookie Sony Michel.
It's all about trust and patience. Guys going to take pride in executing the play. The offensive line, the receivers, everybody going to do their job.
A playoff performance that has fans excited for what's next.
Michel was incredible. 3 touchdowns. Brady and Michel, they're taking us to the promised land.
Best team ever!
The old man Brady and the young kid Michel, the two of them are bringing us to the promised land.
And as Michel shined, as usual, James White delivered.
Try and put my best performance out there every time I step out there, and I think for us, we just enjoy the opportunity, don't take it for granted, and just play in the moment.
And look, you know the Patriots are going to need performances like that again when they play the Chiefs on Sunday in the AFC Championship game. That's the latest live here at Gillette. John Coco, 7 News, Today New England.
All right, a lot of excitement heading into this rematch here. Joe Amorosino and Trey Dare packing their bags and heading out to Kansas City. Look for their live coverage of the AFC Championship right here on 7 News.
Now to the day's other top stories. Newton police are investigating after disturbing messages were found across the city. Posters like this one were found on 4 different streets. The flyer shows racist caricatures and connects Jewish people to pedophilia. Police say they do not believe there was a specific target and that the flyers appear to be random. And the man accused of kidnapping a teenage girl in Wisconsin and killing her parents is expected in court. Police arrested Jake Patterson just moments after they found 13-year-old Jamie Kloss on Thursday. The girl had been missing since October. Patterson has been charged with intentional homicide and kidnapping. And in stage 24 of the partial government shutdown, Congress is due back in Washington, D.C. as lawmakers try to strike a deal to fund parts of the federal government. On Friday, around 800,000 federal workers missed their first paycheck since the shutdown began. President Trump is still trying to secure the nearly $6 billion he wants for a wall along the southern border. He has said he could declare a national emergency to obtain that funding.
7 News now in New Hampshire, where there are some alarming allegations against this Portsmouth man. Police charged him with animal cruelty after they were given some disturbing videos. They say that a witness sent them cell phone video showing the alleged abuse. And 7's Matt Rascone's following these developments and is live in the control room with more on these charges. Matt?
Yeah, Chris, police say the suspect is not the owner, but was caught on camera abusing the dog while taking it on a walk. We want to warn you, the video may be hard to watch. A secret recording of what police describe as a disturbing display of animal cruelty outside a Portsmouth apartment. The video shows a man taking a dog on a walk, repeatedly kicking the dog and yanking it by its leash. We've chosen not to include the more disturbing moments when he lifts the dog by its collar.
I can't watch it. For me, it was hard to watch. It was disturbing.
Sergeant Cuffer Kaltenborn says the department opened an investigation the moment the video was sent to them. Police say the man in the video is 26-year-old David Dantino. He reportedly told police he was training the dog, but officers say they don't buy it.
But this was indeed a intended act of animal cruelty.
The dog, an Australian cattle dog named Knox, was returned to the owner, a friend of Dantino's who police say was not involved and appears to be a responsible owner. Animal control officers say Knox is physically okay.
But obviously, when you see something like this, you can't help but think, not just the physical ramifications of the animal, but, what that can cause to the animal from just a behavioral standpoint.
Dantino is now facing 3 counts of animal cruelty.
It was admirable of her and appreciated that she brought this to our attention, as we don't want to see this happen anywhere, and we certainly don't want to see it happen again.
Right now, Dantino is out on bail. He's scheduled to be arraigned in March. Matt Rascone, 7 News, Today New England.
Police in Lowell are on the hunt for a shooter after a violent encounter that happened outside of a Lowell repair shop. Police say a man was shot during a robbery about 6:30 Saturday night on Phoenix Avenue. The suspect shot the employee, then stole a car from the business. That stolen car was later found by Tewksbury police on 495. Neighbors in the area are nervous.
It's a terrible thing. You hear too much of it in so many different places. And what do you do to stop it all? It's crazy stuff. Look around, be ready. It's just the way it is now. It's a different world.
The victim was rushed to the hospital where he's expected to be okay.
A Plum Island home goes up in flames. The family who lives there devastated after flames tore through the top floors of the home late Saturday night. That family left dealing with a lot of damage, but now the community is coming together to help. Flames pour from a Plum Island home as firefighters pour water to try to get them out. It happened on 10th Street around 10 o'clock Saturday night.
Just went up so quick, like seconds.
Firefighters battling both the flames and the freezing temperatures. The homeowner says it started as a grease fire. She got out and called 911. Her daughter trying to understand the destruction.
All of my memories happened in this house, and all I have is the clothes on my body.
Heather McDonald says her grandfather built this house on the island decades ago. Now the community is rallying around her family, starting a GoFundMe page to try to get them back on their feet.
They literally just lost everything, absolutely everything, and anything, the communities, anything will help.
Thankful nobody was hurt and turning to each other to get through the tough days ahead.
I mean, I don't know what I'd do without you guys.
And that GoFundMe page, just one way folks can step up to help out this family. We're told the Beachcomber will be taking donations as well.
A historic theater in Connecticut lost because of a fire. Crews were called to the Shakespeare American Theater in Stratford, Connecticut, early Sunday morning. After about 4 hours, that fire was finally under control, but witnesses say the flames rose between 60 to 70 feet high.
Looked out the window, saw the night sky glowing red. Immediately got dressed, came out to have a look to see what was going on. As you can see behind you, there was a massive inferno. I've only ever seen anything like this on TV.
No one was hurt, but that theater that was destroyed first opened up back in 1955.
Medford police are searching for a suspect after a robbery takes a violent turn over the weekend. They say a food delivery driver was stabbed on Washington Street Saturday. One witness was down the street from where the attack took place. He says the first thing he saw was a man running from the scene just before police arrived.
Go back to my car, and then he probably said, look there, I don't get out of the car, and he keep running this way, and that's when all happened.
A co-worker of the delivery driver says he's conscious but still can't walk. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call.
We're following more news today, and the Democratic field for 2020 presidential election candidates is getting crowded. Former Vice President Joe Biden is reportedly expected to announce at an event Tuesday whether or not he's going to run for president. According to reports, Biden has told people close to him that he does intend to run. He ran for president in 1988 and again in 2008. Biden is a favorite to win the Democratic nomination, according to a CNN poll from December. Julian Castro announced over the weekend that he's going to make a run for the White House in 2020. He served as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development from 2014 to 2017 and is the former mayor of San Antonio, Texas. Castro is the only Latino candidate to enter the race so far. And Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren continues her push for a potential 2020 run. She rallied supporters in New Hampshire on Saturday. Senator Warren has made multiple campaign stops since she announced an exploratory committee for a possible presidential run about 2 weeks ago.
China providing more images of a probe landing on the far side of the moon. The Chinese National Space Administration released this video of the landing from earlier this month. This is believed to be the first time anything has touched down on the far side of the moon. Officials say the mission consists of a number of experiments, including trying to find water and other resources and to see if certain plants can grow in low gravity.
Pretty cool images.
Very cool.
Still ahead here on 7 News Today in New England, a homeless man just doing what he thought was right, helping out a man who was stuck in a storm, how the gesture may have been a game saver.
And wintry weather making for a scary slide at a Kentucky airport.
Not too bad out on the roadways, but I am keeping a close eye on it. I'll have your full traffic report after the break.